If you're thinking about upgrading your living room, building a serious home theater, or you just want the smoothest, most powerful streaming device you can buy in 2026, the Apple TV 4K is probably one of the first products that pops into your head. For years, Apple has positioned Apple TV 4K as the premium streaming box. Blazing fast performance, the clean and ad-free tvOS interface, deep integration with iPhone, iPad, AirPods, and HomePod, support for Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, HDR10+, 4K high, frame rate video, and that polished user experience you simply don't get from most built-in smart TV apps or cheap streaming sticks. On paper, the Apple TV 4K third generation still looks like one of the best streaming devices in 2026. But here's the catch most buyers don't realize until it's too late. Right now is one of the worst times to buy an Apple TV 4K, not because the current model is slow, broken, or unusable, but because it's silently aging in the background while Apple prepares a far more powerful next generation Apple TV that's expected to launch very soon. And when that happens, anyone who just bought the current box risks instant buyer's remorse. Let's break down exactly why the current Apple TV 4K third generation launched in late 2022. Retail listings still present it as a modern, up-to-date streaming box, and most stores don't highlight that release year at all. But in technology terms, this device is now pushing 4 years old in 2026. That's a huge gap in a world where smartphones, processors, game engines, and streaming standards evolve every single year. The biggest weakness is the hardware inside. The A15 Bionic chip. This is the same processor Apple used in the iPhone 13 series back in 2021. That means anyone buying an Apple TV 4K today in 2026 is paying full price for a chip designed almost half a decade ago, at a time when Apple itself has moved on to much more advanced silicon with desktop-class performance, more powerful neural engines, modern GPU architectures, and specialized acceleration for AI and graphics. Is the A15 Bionic still capable? Yes. Is it what you want to invest in when you're buying a premium streaming device in 2026? That's a different question, especially when all signs point to a next-generation Apple TV 4K right around the corner. Multiple industry insiders, supply chain sources, and reliable analysts now strongly believe a brand new Apple TV is imminent. Some reports suggest it could arrive as early as this month. Others point to Apple's traditional March event window, which is often used to refresh products like the MacBook Air and iPad. This year, that event is widely expected to include a major Apple TV refresh as well, mainly because the Apple TV lineup has been neglected for so long. And the most exciting, most frequently repeated rumor is this: the next Apple TV is expected to feature the A17 Pro chip, the same powerhouse processor found in the iPhone 15 Pro lineup. If that happens, the upgrade from the current Apple TV 4K third gen to the new Apple TV 4K 2026 model will be huge. With a 17 Pro powered Apple TV, you can expect dramatically faster app loading times, near instant navigation throughout tvOS, smoother multitasking and app switching, more stable high bitrate 4K and HDR streaming, even with demanding codecs, better support for advanced video formats and next-gen streaming standards. And that's just for video. Where the new Apple TV 4K could really stand out as gaming and AI. Thanks to the A17 Pro's GPU, the next Apple TV will be capable of console-like gaming performance through Apple Arcade and supported titles, including higher frame rates and more consistent performance, more detailed textures and complex lighting, hardware, accelerated ray tracing and supported games. Visuals that get much closer to what you'd expect from a PlayStation or Xbox than from a typical streaming box. So if you've ever wanted your Apple TV to double as a casual console for your living room, the next-gen Apple TV with A17 Pro finally makes that feel realistic. On top of that, The neural engine in the A17 Pro unlocks a whole new level of on-device AI capabilities that tvOS can use for smarter, more personal features. That could mean sharper, more natural Siri responses that feel less robotic, more accurate voice recognition in noisy rooms with the TV, kids, or music playing, better personalized content discovery across Apple TV+, Netflix, Disney+, and other apps, improved subtitles and accessibility tools, like real-time caption enhancements and better audio descriptions, more intelligent, on-device machine learning features in future tvOS, updates that the older A15 chips simply can't handle as efficiently. In other words, the new Apple TV 4K isn't just about raw speed. It's about unlocking the next generation of AI-driven TV experiences that Apple clearly wants to build. And performance isn't the only rumored upgrade. There are strong hints that Apple will finally increase the base storage on the new Apple TV 4K from 64 gigabytes up to at least 128 gigabytes, with the possibility of a higher tier for power users. That might not sound exciting at first, but in 2026 it's becoming essential. Modern streaming apps keep getting larger and more complex. Offline downloads are more common, especially for Apple TV Plus originals and travel system. Updates and new features take up more internal space over time. Apple Arcade games, many of which now approach console-like quality, can be several gigabytes each. On the current Apple TV 4K 3rd Gen, it's shockingly easy to hit the storage limit if you install a lot of apps. Hop into Apple Arcade and use your Apple TV as more than a simple Netflix box. A base of 128 gigabytes on the next gen, Apple TV would immediately solve many of these pain points and future-proof your setup for years of updates and app growth. And then there's the price. One of the most surprising rumors about the 2026 Apple TV 4K model is that Apple might actually lower the starting price to compete more aggressively with popular alternatives like Amazon Fire TV Cube, NVIDIA Shield TV Pro, Roku Ultra, high-end Google TV boxes. If Apple can ship a next-generation Apple TV 4K with an A17 Pro chip, more storage, better gaming, and stronger AI features at a lower or similar price to the current model, it instantly becomes one of the best value premium streaming devices on the market. Now put all that together. Newer, dramatically more powerful hardware, larger base storage, more advanced gaming capabilities, stronger AI and machine learning features, potentially better pricing. This is why buying the current Apple TV 4K 3rd generation in 2026 makes very little sense financially or practically, because what you'd actually be doing is spending good money on a device powered by an aging A15 chip from 2021, watching its resale value plummet as soon as the new Apple TV 4K is announced, missing out on years of future software optimizations and features that will run best or only on the next-gen hardware, and essentially forcing yourself into an earlier upgrade cycle than necessary. If you care about long-term value, that's not a smart move. At the same time, Apple is slowly transforming the Apple TV from just a streaming box into something much more important inside the home. The Apple TV is becoming a central smart home hub for HomeKit and Matter devices, a controller for lights, cameras, thermostats, door locks, and sensors, a casual gaming console alternative for families and kids, a FaceTime and video call device for your living room using continuity camera with your iPhone or iPad, a key part of Apple's future AI-powered home ecosystem. Long-term rumors and patents hint at features like built-in cameras for gesture control, video calls, and presence detection, advanced spatial audio processing for more immersive movie nights, deeper integration with Apple Vision Pro and other mixed reality products, smarter, context-aware home automations that adjust lighting, temperature, and media based on who's in the room, what time it is, and what you're doing. All of these visions depend heavily on modern, Powerful processing GPUs in Apple TV running on older A15 hardware may continue to work for basic streaming, but it's less likely to be the device that gets the most advanced AI-heavy features in future versions of tvOS.